In this video, I'd like to address some things when it comes to Kratom and my Kratom videos. I am going to make a video talking about how there's benefits to Kratom. And then I may make one or two more videos on that. And I don't want, this channel is not about Kratom. This channel is not going to be about Kratom other than discussing the overall scope of it. I probably will talk about that from time to time, because it impacted my life greatly. This is not one of those things to where it's like it really impacted me. And talking about other, I will talk about this and other substances and the stuff I normally talk about. So this is up front to, again, I am not against Kratom. I'm not saying it should be illegal. I'm not saying to ban it. Full disclosure, I abused it. Full disclosure, I started getting these symptoms before I started abusing it like that. So, again, I'm not against it. I don't want it to be banned. I don't want it to be illegal. I don't think it should. I do think there are benefits to it. But I do not think it is a miracle cure-all drug with no negative side effects. And then everyone's saying that the only reason there's negative side effects is because people abuse it. That is not true. So this is mainly to the people, because there is a group of people. Go watch any video about Kratom to where it is not super positive. You will see a key group of people, and they will say the same keywords over and over. These are the same things you'll see over and over. That it saved my life. It helps me with pain. Yes, it can help with pain. I'm not saying it can't. You will see things such as it's a miracle plant. There's no negative side effects. The withdrawal from it is that of a coffee or tea, caffeine-like. It may last 3 to 5 days. That's not true. Again, it would vary depending upon the person, and it would vary depending upon the dosage. But we will get into this. And they tout the same thing. They will talk negative and always blame the individual that had a negative effect from it. They always blame them for it. And they will repeat themselves over and over and over. So if you're trying to, for one, if you comment like spam stuff on YouTube, YouTube hides it or deletes it. It doesn't matter if I go in there and it doesn't matter. If you put the same thing just different ways 8 or 9 times, it's not going to show up. So anyone's more than welcome to come on my videos and disagree with me, to call me out, but you're not going to twist the narrative. You're not going to you're just not going to twist the narrative and then double down on something you like. For one, again, not against it. Think there is great things to do with Kratom. However, again, Kratom greatly impacted me in a very negative way. It has greatly impacted others in a very negative way. That does not mean that it does that to everyone. That's just, again, harm reduction. So while I will tolerate you coming on here and doing that, I will not allow you to flip the narrative and write out lie and say that there's no negative side effects with Kratom and that there's no withdrawals from Kratom, because that is straight out lies. And you do not only get negative side effects from abusing it. This one person said that the most you should consume in a day is 1 ounce of it. That would be 30 grams, okay? Which I would say, realistically, you should only take like 10 grams if you're going to take it. I would say 7, and you shouldn't take it every day. That's my thing. Only take a certain amount a day. If you do take it, 5 to 7 grams, and don't do it every day. Maybe just do it 3 or 4 times a week. However, she says this and then says that this is the thing. Tried to say that Kratom has a safety net, and all this was from me, that I should have known having these negative side effects, and thank God for Kratom. She says it 7 times, having these things in place, that you're over consuming it. Just because at the peak of it, I was taking 1 to 3 ounces a day, or I was taking an ounce and a couple extract shots a day, does not mean that it was like that the whole time, and it was like that every day. There was only a portion of it that I consumed that much. It's not like it was from the very first time I started until the day I quit. So when I first started taking it, I was only taking like 3 teaspoons a day. And then it went to 5, and then it went to 7, and then it went to 10, and then it went to gradually over time. But the thing is, I was having these negative side effects before I was abusing it. And if you ask me, well, why did you not stop to begin with when you started realizing you were having it? Because I had just moved homes. I was extremely stressful. I just bought a new house, got a new house. And I went from making $7,000 a week pretty much to making, not a week, I'm sorry, $7,000 a month pretty much to not even making half that in a month. I found out my mother had cancer. I just came off Suboxone. So there was a lot of reasons why my hair would have been thinning, and why my sleep would have been messed up, and why I would have been stressed out and anxious, and why I would have been dissociated from reality to a degree. In my mind, anyway. So all these things. Now, with the nausea, again, that could be explained with stress. High stress causes nausea, or anxiety, or overthinking, etc. The nausea comes with that. So let's go into this. I know personally people that I introduced Kratom to, and I feel like a piece of crap for doing it, introducing it to them, because I gave them this whole spiel I gave you guys, and that these people are pushing now that I'm speaking about, that hey, it's all natural and there's no negative side effects, just take this amount, don't take it every day, the same spill I just gave you. But I made it seem like that there was nothing wrong with it, there could be nothing wrong with it, and it was a miracle thing. These people reported back to me that they threw up pretty much every time they took it. And these people were only taking like 2 grams at a time, a couple times a day. One of them reported the eye problem thing and the time being weird. One of them reported the being down type thing. So it's like, it's not just people that abuse it. And this is the thing with this stuff. It's not like when this comes on that it's automatically like a huge onset of it to where you feel whatever, like it slowly creeps up on you. Like it's not like one day you just are super ridiculously anxious and like depressed and you're so dissociated and all this stuff. It's like it just gradually happens. So that's the tricky thing with it. Because the first few months I took it, while I did have negative effects and it gradually got worse over time, like I didn't really have anything too bad. It was just those few like things that I saw coming out and having it. Now, obviously, it gradually progressed, and then especially when I introduced more to it, it got worse. However, again, these are harm reduction videos. I cannot repeat myself enough on this. I do think it should be legal. I do think there's benefits in it. I do think that it helps with things such as pain, such as coming off other medication. It's easier to withdraw from and come off of than other medications. I would say it's debatable on that and just your regular run-of-the-mill pain pills such as Loratabs and Percocets. And again, that varies depending on person to person and how much you consume, how long you've consumed it, your mindset, etc. So, Again, I could be wrong. But it is not just like coming off tea and coffee. I know someone that had severe withdrawals from it and issues with it and he took like 6 grams a day, and he came off of it after taking it for a month, and like he felt like complete and total crap for 5 days. And again, they will say, yeah, it's 3 to 5 days, but it's not just coffee and tea. It's like, seriously, can't sleep, your legs hurting, you feel like crap. So it's a again though, I think that if you can consume it properly, meaning you only do it 3 to 4 times a week, and you keep it like under 7 grams at the very most when you take it, and you don't do extracts, I think you're fine. I even believe that if you do extracts, you're fine, as long as you're not doing it again daily. The daily thing is an issue, and the multiple times a day thing, I believe, is an issue, unless you're going to, like, if you need it for something like pain management, I believe that, yeah, obviously take it multiple times a day. But if you're not, and you're just using it for whatever other, it depends on the reason, I would not recommend taking it more than 2 times a day, because then you are introducing this weird thing. So if you could keep it to one, I would just stick with one, 3 to 4 times a week, two at the very most, 3 to 4 times a week. I think, again, you would be fine. It just depends on what you're using it for. It can vary. If you're just using it recreationally to get something like a coffee or tea feeling, then absolutely stick with that. If you're using it for pain, fill it out. If you're using it to come off other things, then I would absolutely suggest getting off of it after you can. Like, I would say get to a 30-day mark with it, then start tapering off that within 30 days. So that would be 2 months done with everything. That's just me. That's my suggestion. So, not attacking Kratom. That's my experience with it. I know other people personally in real life that have this experience. You can find so many others on YouTube. You can pull up Facebook groups. You can go on Reddit. There's a lot of things about this, and even if you have the average, let's just say 10 people, you have 10 people, and let's say 5 of them have amazing experiences with very, very minimal side effects, and they come off of it 3 to 5 days with just, wasn't that bad. A little bit irritating, but not bad. And then you have 3 people that have pretty negative side effects, but nothing too horrible. But the coming off of it was a little bit harder. And then you have 2 individuals that had horrible side effects, and the coming off of it was torture. It's like, you cannot say that only your group is right and all 5 of these other people are taking it wrong, or that every time that it has negative effects, it is because of that individual. That is not true at all. It's just odd to me that everyone that I know that I have given Kratom to and introduced it to had issues with it. I believe except maybe one person, maybe 2 at the most. And I introduced it to quite a few people. Had issues with it. That's funny to me. It's funny to me that there's so many people that have this exact same story that I have, that they felt like they were dissociated from reality. Time was slippery. Their hair got thinner. Sex drive went away. They started having crazy thoughts and acting out of character and all this other stuff, Pretty weird to me. And that's why I'm getting this out there. Again, it greatly impacted my life. Have a good day.